Hello, Sagittarius. This is your reading for love and relationships, the month of May 2017. Okay, so cutting the cards. The first card is the Hangman. I have a Six of Pentacles. This has been showing up quite a bit in this month's readings. I have a Ten of Wands. This is a Ten of Pentacles. I have a Four of Wands. So lots of family life and celebrations coming through here. I have the Sun. I have the Fool in reverse. I have Five of Cups. And I have the Star. Now, I will pull the outcome card as usual at the end of the reading. 5 major arcana for you, Sagittarius. Very intense cards. And also, I don't see any cups. I do see some wands here, which represent fire. Oh, yeah, you do have cups. 5 of cups here. No swords. Lots of fire, though, especially when the Fool. The Fool has a wand too, so keep that in mind. But this major arcana, wow. Let's see, so that is 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 major arcana, so lots of changes going on in your life, and maybe those changes have a lot to do with some decisions, because I'm getting a sense of some major decisions and major events happening, especially when I get this Sun here with the Star. Lots of good things happening. You may not see it. Some of you are like, I don't know why I'm going through this. It's so chaotic. But I'm not seeing a lot of chaos here. I am seeing things going on with family. I'm seeing things going on with some of you have these long-term relationships. This Four of Wands. Wands are your energy as well. They're about being able to celebrate, to get out from under all the things that were burdening you, which is indicated by this Ten of Wands. So, Sagittarius, definitely some struggles that you've been going through, trying to work out conflicts with family. Sometimes this card can have a lot to do with an event that you're celebrating. Sometimes it can be about children, graduations, especially engagement parties and things like that. So there are many reasons why this Four of Wands, you see these people celebrating. And sometimes in a relationship reading, when I'm looking at this row here especially, this is all about a relationship for some of you being able to weather a bad time. Okay, so we go from that Hangman, which is about emotional trials and tribulations and being able to work those things out and just be patient and go with the flow. Try not to fight it. The things that are happening emotionally and in the relationship are happening for good. Okay, so the Hangman is about emotional resolution for these difficult things that happen, a difficult breakup, and you're like, okay, I feel like nothing is ever going to work out. I don't see why this happened. But emotionally it means, you know, everything happens for a reason. You just have to get to the other side. When we get to the Sun, this is sort of like a guarantee that all the funk and misery that you were going through, The Sun is sort of like a guarantee, especially with that Four of Wands. Yes, you will, even within the middle of the month, even in another couple weeks, you're going to get past this. I see a little bit of turbulence here when we get to the Fool in reverse, because the Fool in reverse is always about being careful of danger, being able to see, notice the little details, pay attention to the small details, really listen to people. But sometimes it can mean being so blind that you end up walking into a catastrophe. And that could certainly happen with all the getting news and things going your way. Also, you have the Star here that follows the Fool. And this comes after a loss. So I have a feeling that some catastrophe or something that caught you by surprise, you've had to take some emotional losses. Maybe there's some aspects of the relationship that were disappointing, that hurt you, that you will need to just get over. Because then this last major arcana card, the Star, very positive, very reassuring. Especially when you have the Star and Sun in the same reading, that is really sort of like a promise from the tarot, like everything is going to be okay. All right, you should be patient, be positive, because this is happening for a reason. It's only temporary. You're going to get past it. So even now, Sagittarius, I know that some of you might be very happy. The things that are happening in the relationship look really good. And then there's some of you here with these pentacles here. There's some issues with home life and family life that seem to be stable for now. I think that for those of you that are trying to get to the next milestone, maybe there's some of you trying to be engaged or trying to be married. And so this Four of Wands is definitely the energy, because it's in the center of your spread. It definitely means that some of you are struggling, trying to move forward with your relationships, trying to find some stability here. So moving back to that first row, remember what I said about the Hangman. It's about emotionally accepting change, going through change emotionally, and being willing to go with the flow, accept transformations, accept new directions. When we have that Six of Pentacles, we get an issue of generosity, we get an issue of give and take, but usually this is about receiving gifts, and it's about being generous, okay? And maybe there have been some opportunities for you and this person, you know, to work things out. Some of you might be living with someone. So when I see this Six of Pentacles, which is about generosity and giving of your time, I'm also seeing a very difficult emotional situation. Some of you are in long-term relationships, give and take. And this is when this Ten of Wands shows up. You're feeling overburdened, you're feeling stressed out. And maybe there are issues about someone's commitment to you that have become an issue. Okay? So when we get here, you still have a Ten of Pentacles, which is a lovely card. These pentacles seem to be indicating a lot of partnerships. Some of you living together, some of you might have families. So this card, family issues, milestones, trying to pull out of these difficult conflicts, these emotional conflicts. And there's some good things coming your way. Some of you might be making plans right now. Sometimes when I see that Four of Wands, sometimes it's about realizing or making new plans, and now you're going to celebrate, you're going to start moving forward. So in this row right here, Sagittarius, I'm seeing a lot of good transitions in your everyday life, who you're living with. being able to make a future together. And that's definitely what the sun means when it's upright, a very positive future. So this transition, this happy transition that I'm seeing here, some hope, some good news. As we get to the future, there might be some little roadblocks here, meaning that after all of this celebration or happy shifts and coming out of the difficulties, there's still going to be some emotional pushback here, especially with this Five of Cups. This could definitely be the energy of someone who's a water energy, but sometimes there is a loss. We take an emotional loss and we have a lot of regret. We have a lot of regrets. I think there's some of you Sagittarius people who are living with someone or connected with someone and they're still emotionally confused. But the star is sort of like a guarantee that this person will pull out of it. You know, you might have great hopes, and I think your energy is really, if you know, your energy is really strong in this reading. But I'm getting a sense that there's someone emotionally that some of you are dating or seeing who still has some emotional issues or setbacks or regrets to get out of the way. Maybe they need to be healed. Maybe they need to have some trust issues resolved. So when the star comes along, it's like this is going to be long term, this issue, but it's going to be worth waiting for. Okay. So yeah, good hopes, good expectations in relationships. For some of you who are in a little bit more difficult circumstances, I think a lot of this has to do with your shifts in your beginnings here, as far as emotionally resolving some things, especially with this Hangman and Five of Cups here. Okay, the Hangman tells me a lot that there are emotional issues that just need to be resolved in a relationship, and maybe even a little bit of space. But once again, when you have the Sun and the Star, both very positive cards, it seems like this is just healing time, or time for space, or just time for you to be alone and take time off. Okay, so the outcome card for you is a King of Cups. And this is an outcome card, and I think that with this Five of Cups, remember what I just said this, that I sense that there's someone that you're waiting on or that you're being patient with. Some of you are waiting for that person to emotionally get it together and find a new emotional stability here. So when I see this King of Cups upright, this is a good sign, because once again, this is someone who has control over their emotions. They don't let their emotions rule over them. At the same time, they have no problem with trust. They have no trouble with giving emotionally. And so even if this isn't a specific person, I do feel, Sagittarius, some of this water energy is going to come and ease some of these intense conflicts and decisions that you've had to confront or will confront in the month of May. Okay? So that was your reading, Sagittarius. And as always, thanks to everyone for your kind comments. My customers, I'm so grateful when I get to read for you every month. And also, just take note, I'll be announcing some hours for phone readings on Keen. So you'll be able to find me there if you would like to get a reading by phone. My hours will still be a little bit limited, but I'll try to make a few mornings available. And you'll hear more about that. So thank you, Sagittarius. I hope you're enjoying the spring weather. And I hope to talk to you soon. And as always, I wish you love and light.